So I got snow last night, and I decided that I'm ready to tackle the little awning above the door. So what I did was I loaded up the truck with a bunch of lumber to get me started, and I already took some boards in the wood shop. This is maybe not enough to do everything, but it'll be enough to get me going, and I put some fasteners inside the truck. I did forget the skill saw, which I'll have to grab, but I don't need that to get started. So I wasn't going to do a video on this, but getting started is sometimes a tough thing. First of all, you're making a commitment, and then secondly, how you start sometimes it's pretty important because you're making some pretty big decisions right off the bat. So I removed those top two boards, and I decided we'll go inside and look at the measurements of them. But I was thinking about other designs, but then I decided let's just come straight off at a slant. It'll keep the same look as the hot tub roof and the carport, that same feel, so it makes sense. It'll go with everything. And so my goal is to go over about into here, over to about here. I would like to go further, but you can't really because of the roof, and you need enough height for enough slope. So, that'll have to do. By going over to that one about right there, that'll give me some spot to pile wood, and that'll probably be enough wood. I don't burn a lot in here because I'm burning kindling. So let's go inside and look at those two pieces because that makes a difference. And that's the other reason I'm willing to start this project when it's snowing and bad weather, because I'm right here in the wood shop mostly. Okay, so here are the pieces I removed. This is the top. It had the slant on it. And there's two of them. So if we take, here's how I'm looking at it. So if the flashing goes to the top, because that would be a nice area to stop the flashing at. And also remember, this is underneath a roof. Like the roof covers a good 12 inches of this. So the flashing doesn't really have to be watertight because I don't see how any water could ever get up in there. But I want it to look nice, and it'll look correct. Okay, so if the flashing was 2 inches, let's say, so that would bring us down to about right there. That leaves us with about 11 inches. Now, I know I'm going to use a 1x6, so that'll be 6 inches. And the roofing, I'm going to use 2x4, so that's 1.5. So that's 7.5 inches right there. So that's going to bring us down 7.5, which leaves us 1, 2, 3, 4.5 inches. So at first I thought, well, maybe I could just set the 2x6 on the door, or maybe put another one in there, but there's no sense in it. So I'm going to cut these at 4 inches. Each of them. I'm going to nail them back up there. And then that'll give me the guide for setting the 1x6 on. And then from there, we're going to screw that into the building really good. So we got to find those studs, which basically are above that doorway right there. I think we can find them pretty easily because of the pine siding is nailed to them. So we should be able to see where it's nailed. And then we're going to screw another 1x6 on, so we have double thickness, 2 inches. This will be gone, so we're only going to use this part right here. So don't let this fool you. This is gone. This part will not be reused unless I have some other use for it. But most likely not. Then I can start putting the rafters in, and then after we get the rafters in, we can start doing the roofing. Okay, so task number 1, we've decided it's 4 inches. We're going to keep with these. We'll have to do a little caulking, a little touch-up paint because of where it ripped, but not a big deal. It's right above the door. I can reach it with a small ladder. So I'm going to cut these and get them back nailed back in, and then we're ready to get the measurement of our 1x6, which should be about 6 feet, and we'll be ready to we'll have to mark out where we're going to screw it. That'll be very important. We need it screwed in there really good. Okay, so that's the logic. Let's go with it.